and it looks like this. I keep getting the question about what I eat in a day, so I thought I would take you guys along with me and show you today. So typically in the summer is when I really eat breakfast. I know that's terrible, but I cannot eat breakfast at like 6 a.m. It's just not good for my body. So I have a russet Idaho. Those might be two completely different things. I think these are Idaho potatoes. It is 5 ounces, and I did weigh it on my little food scale here. This is nothing fancy, the cheapest one from Amazon, just so I could track it perfectly. I don't do that with everything. I usually honestly just do that with my potatoes. But I cut this up into little cubes, and then I'm going to throw it in the oven at 425 for 20 minutes with some salt and pepper. And this is the cooking spray I currently use, Great Value olive oil. It has no points since it's a spray, whereas regular olive oil would be at least 1. The coffee that I just made is Dunkin' Donuts caramel coffee cake. Doesn't really have that much flavor. Sometimes I put in a little creamer, sometimes I don't. Today I'm just gonna drink it black, so that makes it 0 points. And cut up some kind of bell pepper for my omelet. Now I don't use all of this. This I can spread out over like 3 days. Of course I chose a yellow one, so it's yellow on yellow. Not aesthetically pleasing, but I have 2 eggs and I toss in some peppers. I usually have fat-free cheddar cheese, but it's really hard to find. So when you see it, grab it. But this will be 0 points. My potatoes usually aren't that dark. Of course, I was too caught up in filming that I forgot to set a timer, but that'll be okay. So I do cook both sides of my omelet. I don't like to do that thing where you like flip it and not really cook the inside. I cook both. So my peppers end up on the outside. And then I pour hot sauce all over this, which doesn't look appetizing, which is why I didn't show it, but hot sauce, yes. So this was a 5 ounce potato, so this whole meal will just come out to be 5 points. And my hot sauce of choice in the morning is Texas Pete. You will see throughout my day I use different hot sauces at different times. Alright, so here's what my lunch will typically consist of, and this is definitely my go-to school lunch. This is ground turkey, 97% lean, or whatever it's called. This is the 0 point ground turkey with black beans and corn, which are also 0 points. And I put my own taco seasoning recipe on the turkey while it's cooking. I don't cook the corn and the black beans, I just strain them. And then I also put, once I make a serving size, I put Ortega taco sauce. This is the original mild flavor. This is also 0 points. Voila. And I usually do fat-free cheddar, but haven't been able to find it in the grocery store lately. So this is my hot sauce of choice for lunchtime. And let me show you the seasoning recipe. I've gotten out of the habit of measuring it and I just pour it in. The only thing I do differently is the garlic. I don't use garlic powder. I use actual minced garlic. I put that in the pan before I throw in the turkey. Then once the turkey's cooked through, then I pour my seasoning mixture on top. Hey guys, so it has been a few days since I vlogged. Actually, I think I vlogged yesterday. I don't really know. These summer vlogs have just been all over the place, but I wanted to show you what I've been up to the past few days. So, first of all, I did do some more shopping the other day and I bought no, just kidding. I bought 2 of the photo cases from Michaels. If you saw my Instagram story, they were on sale for $10 plus your teacher discount, so they came to $8 and something cents. So I bought 2 of them. I at first only saw the clear ones, and then I found all the colorful ones, but I already had a clear one in my hands, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like the clear. So I bought 2 of them just because I made a ton of reading task cards that I'm in the middle of cutting, and I will link all of these down below. They're a bunch of different resources. Some are from the same sellers, but some are from different ones. So I did cut 2 sets of those, but they needed to go into 3 bins. So I have a context clues task card set. I basically have one for everything, every topic in reading. There's 60 cards in this one, so this is fact and opinion stuff. And then I went ahead and made new job cards. So I got this clip art from Thistle Girl Designs. All of her old clip art she sells for $1. I really have no idea why, because this is great stuff, but she has this little classroom job set, and I just liked this one so much more. It just had so many more options, so I just remade my career cards. These are based on the Game of Life. So I cut those out, laminated them, got them ready to go, and the ones that I have already made with the other clip art, I think I may give them away since I have them made. So if you're interested, let me know down below. I also made Hello Fifth's language wall. It's literally all over the place right there. I just printed out a few of the things. I don't know what I'm gonna need for grammar. I like the idea of using just a mentor sentence and labeling it on the board with all of these pieces. So I prepped all of that. I think what I'm looking for in grammar, I've asked you guys this before, and a lot of you suggested different workbooks or pages for the kids to practice on, either from Amazon or Teachers Pay Teachers. But honestly, I think what I'm looking for, because it's kind of gonna be my intro into writing, every day we're gonna do a little bit of grammar. I think I'm just looking for like a guide of what in the world I need to teach 3rd graders about grammar. If you know of any like free resources that just guide me through, like, when do I teach noun, when do I teach verb, or what do they even need to know by 3rd grade? I don't know. Please let me know. I may be oblivious and it may like be in the reading standards, but I really don't think it is. So just let me know. Yeah, I will basically be cutting stuff out before I go on vacation. I want to get all of this done because I still want to purchase the $28 math task cards pack I found on Teachers Pay Teachers. I think I'm waiting for like the back to school sale. And then I think what I'm gonna do is print and laminate the stuff, but then save it to be cut by parent volunteers. Maybe I'll just cut out the first few that I'll need for the beginning, but then save the rest. That way I'm not wasting my time and I have something for my parent volunteers to do. That's a great idea. So if you guys are in the middle of prepping stuff and you know stuff doesn't come until maybe like 3rd, 4th quarter, even 2nd quarter, but I don't know, I might want to have it prepped so I wouldn't forget about it, but save it for parent volunteers. If you know in the past you've had several parent volunteers, that'll give them something to do, because I've never had anything for them to do in the past. Morning guys. So I did this thing today where I got out of bed at 6. I made my bed because I do that every day now and it makes me so happy. I ate like a little bit of breakfast and I put all the dishes in the dishwasher from last night. I sat on the couch and fell back asleep until just now, and it's like 9:45, and that was awesome because I had my bed cleaned already, the kitchen was cleaned, I was just napping on the couch, an early morning nap. It was really nice. So now I'm drinking my coffee and I have my huge stack of lamination that I did the other day. And I've said I wanted to get through this before I go on vacation. So what I'm doing right now is taking out the stuff that doesn't need to be cut, and I'm putting that in a separate pile than the task cards. That way this could look a lot thinner, because there's no way I have to cut all of this. So basically over here is my stack of answer keys, and it's pretty hefty, so that makes me feel good. My stack's a little bit lighter. On top I have Pocket Full of Primaries monthly writing prompts. This is going to be one of my reading centers, so I just prepared them with the writing prompts on the front and the writing word bank on the back. I don't know if I'm going to put those in a binder or if I just keep them in a file and then just pull out the one for that month. That way the kids don't have to sort through it, but we'll see. And then the rest are answer keys for my task cards. And it's still really thick, so I'm gonna get to cutting. Something I'm really excited about are these little question stem cards. There's a bunch for nonfiction text and a bunch for fiction. What I'm gonna do with these is just hole punch the side right here and put the fiction ones on a ring and put the nonfiction ones on a ring. I'm going to use them to help me plan my guided reading lessons, just in case I'm looking for a certain question and I can't really put my finger on one. But also what they're more importantly for is I am going to do this thing called book bingo, and my 4th grade teacher and my 5th grade teacher, because they were best friends, both did it. So these cards are going to be for my parent volunteer that's going to help me out with that. Book bingo is basically a way to track the kids' personal reading and keep up with their comprehension, see how they're doing, making sure they are getting a taste of different genres. So I'm going to make bingo boards with different book genres in each box, and once every kid will have a bingo board up on the wall displayed for everyone to see. Once they finish a book, they will sign up for a conference, or I don't really know how it's going to work specifically yet, but I'm going to use a parent volunteer for this because it's not going to be, I don't know, that's just something that my teacher did in 4th grade. A parent volunteer asked us the questions, and I think it was really helpful. And as long as they are reading and being asked these things, I don't see myself having to be the person who does everything. I will be conferencing them with them one-on-one, like on a regular basis, is my hope and my plan. But for book bingo specifically, I have all these questions that I'm going to have my parent volunteer take the student either to the side of the room or out in the hallway. I used to always go out in the hallway in 4th grade. I remember this so clearly. And they bring their book, and the parent volunteer just has a conversation with the student about their book. And these are just questions that they can use, pick like 3 to 5 of them to get that conversation going and see if the child really understood the book and if they actually really fully read it. So once they have that conversation, go through those questions, then they will get a sticker on that genre on their book bingo. Once they have bingo, they'll get a prize, but they can keep going and filling that board up. So I believe that's what I'm going to use my coupons for next year. I had coupons last year for behavior, and it had to do with Class Dojo. But in 3rd grade, we do Fun Friday. So they get a reward every single Friday for their behavior throughout the week. So I'm not going to do coupons for Class Dojo. So I'm really excited about it. So today I've cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets of task cards. And I believe I have 3 or 4 to go, and I have, look, 4 containers. But I'm gonna take a break and go to the gym now. Hey guys, so I swear I showered last night and I got that greasy hair going on again because that's what happens when I shower at night. But showering in the morning, especially during school, is so hard. I have a dilemma. It's not really a dilemma, but I've been doing something really fun thanks to Mrs. Call's Campers, and I just found her channel, and I'm telling you, we are like the same person, except she's going into her 1st year teaching 1st grade, and I'm going into my 3rd year and teaching 3rd grade. But oh my gosh, I now understand why my setting up my classroom videos have so many views. They are my most viewed videos, and I totally think all of my subscribers mostly come from those, so those are like my prized possessions. But she has her setting up her classroom videos. She has 5 of them uploaded already as I'm filming this. And oh my gosh, they're addicting and they're so like motivating and inspiring. And she has this whole natural theme going on. You guys have to check her out. She's so wonderful. And her first video on YouTube was about digitally designing your classroom. And I've always known I could do this. Like, this is how I set up my seating charts and everything. But she just made it really come to life. And so I was inspired to do it. And I came up with two different designs. They're pretty similar. I'll probably play around with it when I get into my classroom, but the first design I'm going to show you is how it's going to be set up when I walk in, because our custodians are awesome. Since they take all the furniture out of the room to wax the floors and they have to put it back in, you're allowed to draw up a design of your classroom, and so they put the furniture where you ask it to be put. This is my current classroom. And this is the door over here. So this says some kind of skinny table because I don't have anything to go there, but all the other teachers have things there when they walk in their room, and I just really like it. So I'm gonna need something to put there. But basically I have my 2 storage cabinets, my U-shaped table over here. The way all the 3rd grade classrooms are set up, the teacher's desk is right in front of the smartboard, because our projector is not on the ceiling, it's on the desk, so it has to be right there. I don't know really what I'm gonna do with my desks. I saw a teacher last year have some kid, like, does this pop up on anyone else's MacBook? Because this comes up all the time and I don't even know what it is. Please tell me. I definitely want to have kids up here eventually, you know, the kids who you just really need to stay on and make sure they're on task. But probably for the first few weeks of school, I'll put each desk at the back of these table groups. So these desks really aren't going to be that close to this table, but I don't really know the size of everything, so this is just kind of how it was laid out. But I do have a long whiteboard back here, which part of this, I believe this part over here, is going to be my math bulletin board, kind of like I did last year on top of the whiteboard. And then down here is obviously my library, and there is a window here. And in 3rd grade, we have awesome new furniture, so we have cubbies for all of the kids. So I will not be bringing the ones that I got from Donors Choose. I am graciously leaving those in my old classroom. If another teacher comes in and takes over, they will be able to use them there. I have a whiteboard, a square whiteboard up front, which I'm going to use for my homework, and probably lunch choice will be up there. I have my smartboard in the middle, and then the huge bulletin board here. Now, I took a picture of this area up here, and it looks like this. Now, this is all stuff I've entered in digitally. It's not actually a part of it. See, it's just a blank slate. But this idea, again, came from Miss Call's Campers, and I thought it was the most brilliant thing ever. I took a poll on my Instagram, and you guys told me I should do my reading board up front, not my math board. So I definitely want Candyland up front no matter what board this is, because I have my Monopoly alphabet going across here and I don't want too much Monopoly at the front of my room. Here is my reading board, and instead of Candyland it says Reading Land, and my math board is going to be Monopoly stuff, so it's going to say Mathopoly. And I bought these 2 purple pocket charts from the Target Dollar Spot, and I'm really excited because they look really great with this border, and I know this is all just literally a picture and it's not actually the real thing, but I like bringing in the purple and I like how I'm not using too much pink. So I'm going to have I think this is how I'm going to do it. I may change my mind, but a pocket chart here, a pocket chart here. These are the dry erase sleeves. They look a little bit weird because they're a weird picture that I copied and pasted, but this is for my reading I can statement and my writing I can statement. I don't keep them all in one place around the classroom. I keep my reading ones on my reading board and my math ones on my math board. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know where I'm going to put my science and social studies ones. We will see, because I've never taught all subjects. And then this spot right here is a random anchor chart I got off Google, and it has, if we zoom in, dun, 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 dun. It has the little hook here, which I'm not sure if I'm going to use my magnetic curtain rod because this is a bulletin board. So obviously that wouldn't work very well. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, then I have my Monopoly alphabet going across the top. The M looks so bad because the font needs to be so small. So I may play around with that still because that really, really stands out to me. It might be because it's like in the center as well, but my smartboard, I'm really tempted to get those like lights to go around it. I don't know if that'd be like too excessive though, because I have so many bright colors happening, but we'll see. And like I said, this whiteboard is going to be for homework and schedule, and lunch choice is going to be this whiteboard over here. That is the front of my classroom, and let me zoom out again. This was my first design, and then I thought about moving this carpet up here since this is going to be like the homework board and we're going to have morning meeting on our carpet. So I moved things around this way, and I added this table here, which honestly I can add in the first design too because that is in my classroom. This is the trapezoid table that was, I mean, that's something I could put there. I could use it as another small group table. I don't really know where. See, it looks weird in this one. This is what I used to teach at. Now I actually have more of a desk, which I actually like, but I'll show you that when I get into school. My other option, I just swapped the carpet and the cubbies. And, you know, I kind of like that. I also like how the carpet would be away from where the kids walk, because I can just see it now. They're gonna walk across here to go to the cubbies, and my carpet got so dirty last year. So I may try that option. And like I said, I don't know if these things are going to be this close. Hopefully they won't be. This is just like not drawn to scale. So yeah, I'm really excited because I started doing this, and I have my boards here. I guess I'll start designing my math board too, but it's going to look very similar to this. I just don't have the Monopoly letters. I think I'm just going to print them from the computer just so I could do it for free instead of buying another pack of letters. Tell me what you guys think. So I go to Target for pink dry erase pouches. I leave with this, which I thought was so adorable, and I think I'm going to hang this on my reading bulletin board because it's going to be like reading and writing, and just have what I want my kids, how I want them to have their papers every day. So I'll probably write on this maybe with a paint marker. It says you can write on it with chalk. It's a chalkboard. So maybe I'll use the like chalk marker. That way it'll last. And I found these first and thought it was awesome. Sand timers for $3, but there's a 1 minute one, a 2 minute one, a 3 minute one, and a 5 minute one. I bought a bunch of these on Amazon last summer and I didn't use them at all this year, but it's because I was playing around with centers, so I definitely plan on using them this year. I will have to double check what they are. I think they're either 2 minute timers or 3 minute timers. And what I was going to use those for was for my kids when they're in the multiplication facts center to use flashcards and practice their flashcards for the amount of time in the sand timer. That way they refresh their memories before they start their game. So kind of just like a self timer kind of deal, like self-checking. But I liked how this one came with 4 different ones, because there may be things that I need those for centers. And then the last few things I got, I think it was Miss Call's Campers because she's just amazing. She had like these really squishy toys from the dollar spot. I think it was from a while ago though. And I remember being at a professional development and they had buckets of those and I was just playing with them the whole time. And I've always wanted to get them for my kids. The dollar spot had like these little stress balls, but they're more like squishies and they just feel really nice and they have motivational sayings on them. So there's one that says, "You got this," the purple one. The pink one says, "Happy thoughts." And these were all $1. Green one says, "I can and I will." And the blue one says, "Just go for it." And then the last two things I got were little fidget toys. You can like move the wooden pieces around and there's a unicorn for $1. And then I wanted to get like a boy one. There was a sloth, which I almost got, but it looked too cutesy. And then there was a giraffe and this frog, I think, or snake or caterpillar. It's probably just a caterpillar. So it says it's a bug. So I just got that one so I can have like a girl type one and a boy type one or whatever their color preference is. What I'm gonna do with all of these sensory objects is just keep them in a place because I've never really had sensory things for kids to use as tools. I know there are several students with, especially with this testing world, who have anxiety about it, which is awful because they're so young. So something like this, because it's not like hard like a stress ball, it's like a squishy, if you know what I mean. The kids have had them for a while. They were really popular this year. But it's just like calming and relaxing, or like something to fidget with. I can use these with my ADHD kids just to play with under the table if they're like very active. Use this to calm down kids who are angry. So just different things. And maybe I can even have like a ball for each table and they pass it and do a squeeze before a test or something. I don't know. I'm really excited though. Definitely not necessary, but in my 3rd year of teaching, I feel like I need these kinds of tricks up my sleeves, and these could be very simple solutions to a problem that you may think is like not attainable to control. So that's what I got. And then I also stopped at Walmart. I was going to get pencil boxes from the Dollar Tree because I'm making the pencil box student name tags. I know there's a ton on Teachers Pay Teachers, but I want my classroom rules on the bottom of it. The be kind, show respect, work hard. So I'm working on creating my own, and once they're done, of course, I'll put them in my store. However, the multiplication table I'm using, like I tried to make my own and it just, the sizing wouldn't work. So I copied and pasted someone's. So we'll have to see what I can do to actually make that work. But I am in the middle of creating those name tags. I've talked about this before. So I bought the kids pencil boxes because on their supply list is like a fabric pencil case. And I'm going to have that just prepped with pencils, possibly scissors, because I do have class sets of scissors, so I could keep those in class, but I don't really know what they'll be cutting at home. So it's something to think about, but definitely keep like a glue stick in there, a highlighter in there, just make it like a toolkit for them to have at home, just in case, to keep it in their backpacks. Because I had several students last year who would leave their pencil cases at school. And I mean, maybe they have a ton of supplies at home, but I just want it to be readily available for those who don't. And I like the idea of the name tag on top of the pencil box. So I just bought 24 black ones. I think 24 students possibly is the most I can have in a class. It might be 22, but I've just been going with 24 as a baseline for now. A lot of the classes only had 18 kids last year, so I'm really looking forward to my class list. I also found out today at my school, they do accept requests, teacher requests. It may not be completely granted, but there's like a possibility. Like I said, it's such a community school. So it's kind of like when your kid has had a teacher in the past and you really loved them, you want your next kid to have that teacher or something like that. I found out today that a parent requested me through the grapevine, and I'm just so like flattered. There is a second grade teacher at my school who I've never really talked to, and I might have mentioned this in one of my previous videos because I had a conversation with her. Oh, my battery's gonna die. I had a conversation with her at the end of the school year, and she was telling me that she was telling this one parent about me, and I think this was of a different child. I didn't even know she like knew anything about me, but she was telling all of her parents that I'm a great teacher, and that's just so flattering and just amazing, and it makes me feel so good. So I'm really excited about that. Guys, it only took one day. My pile is done, and every single box is full of task cards for ELA. Okay, so another thing I made today, totally got this idea from, again, Miss Call's Campers, like the one and only. She had this quote, "Fair isn't everyone getting the same thing. Fair is everyone getting what they need to be successful." And I just made it my own with some board game stuff. I thought it fit perfectly with my theme. Again, these are the little people from Thistle Girl Designs. Her packs are $1 on her website. It's linked down below, and she has a bunch of different themes. So another simple way to bring the board game theme into my classroom without it costing only but $1, because that's where all the clip art came from. But I love this. I feel like I'm going to reference this so much this school year. I also wanted to show you the stack of scraps from my cutting from today.